Response to attack on President Vladimir Putin's residence has been delivered by Moscow. Russia has officially confirmed the deployment of its nuclear-capable Oreshnik missile in Ukraine. The strike targeted and destroyed critical Ukrainian infrastructure, including a high-value military facility. Russia launches 36 missiles and 242 drones in total towards Ukraine overnight. Ukraine's foreign minister says Russia's fatal drone and missile attack poses a threat to Europe and is a test for Kyiv's allies. Russia's defense ministry says it has unleashed a massive retaliatory strike on Ukraine, confirming the combat use of its feared new Oreshnik ballistic missile for the first time. Moscow claims the overnight barrage was revenge for what it calls a Ukrainian drone attack on President Vladimir Putin's residence, a claim flatly denied by Kyiv and dismissed by U.S. President Donald Trump. Russian officials did not disclose the exact impact site, but state media and military bloggers say the hypersonic Oreshnik targeted critical infrastructure in Ukraine's western Lviv region, near NATO and European Union borders. Ukraine's foreign minister, Andriy Sybiha, condemned the strike as a direct threat to Europe, calling it a dangerous test for Kyiv's allies. Sybiha said Russia's justification was absurd, branding the alleged attack on Putin's residence as fiction and accusing Moscow of using hallucinations to justify escalation. Kyiv says the scale of the assault was staggering. According to Ukraine's Air Force, Russia fired 36 missiles and 242 drones overnight, including the hypersonic Oreshnik. Air defenses intercepted 226 drones and 18 missiles, but the strikes still killed 4 people and wounded at least 22 in Kyiv alone. Multiple districts were affected, including Desnyansky, where a drone crashed onto a residential rooftop and another building's first 2 floors were damaged. In Dnipro district, drone debris damaged a multi-storied building, sparking a fire that authorities worked to contain. Essential services were disrupted, with water and electricity cut in several areas of the city, Mayor Vitaly Klitschko confirmed. The attacks came just hours after President Zelensky warned of a looming large-scale Russian offensive targeting Ukraine in extreme winter conditions.
Дуже важливо звертати увагу на повітряні тривоги сьогодні, завтра, постійно, спускатися в укриття. Росіяни незмінні, вони намагаються скористатися погодою.
Russia's message to Ukraine gets delivered in fire. Putin unleashes feared Oreshnik missile in a massive new assault on Ukraine. 6 explosions rip through night sky, turn Lviv red as the strike gets caught on camera. Kyiv also hit, apartment buildings burn and 3 civilians killed. Massive attack just hours after Moscow rejected European peacekeeping plan for Ukraine. Ukraine woke to another night of missile terror as Russia struck deep into the country's west, hitting critical infrastructure in the Lviv region and triggering nationwide air raid alerts. And Russia has reportedly used the deadly Oreshnik missile. The attack came in the early hours of January 9th, just a day after deadly Russian missile strikes hit President Volodymyr Zelensky's hometown of Kryvyi Rih. Authorities in western Ukraine confirmed that a critical infrastructure facility in Lviv Oblast was hit. Regional Governor Maxim Kozytsky urged residents to stay inside shelters as air raid sirens wailed across much of the country. Kozitsky later said specialized emergency services were working at the site of the strike, assessing damage. He added that while the air raid alert was eventually lifted in Lviv Oblast, residents should remain vigilant as new threats could emerge overnight. Ukrainian monitoring channels reported multiple explosions in the city of Lviv. Officials said no Russian drones or cruise missiles were detected in the region at the time of the attack. The strike is believed to have involved a Russian Oreshnik intermediate-range ballistic missile, possibly launched from the Kaputyn Yar testing range. Authorities have not yet disclosed the exact location or extent of the damage. The Lviv strike came amid nationwide missile warnings after Ukraine's Air Force detected the threat of long-range ballistic missile launches. While alerts were later lifted in parts of western Ukraine, they remained active in Kyiv, its surrounding regions, and eastern parts of the country. Just hours earlier, President Volodymyr Zelensky had warned that Russia could launch another large-scale assault, accusing Moscow of exploiting harsh winter conditions to target Ukraine's energy infrastructure. Meanwhile, explosions rocked Kyiv and its suburbs overnight, igniting fires and tearing through residential buildings. Kyiv's mayor, Vitaly Klitschko, says at least 3 people were killed and 13 others wounded in the barrage. Among the dead, a medic responding to a drone strike was killed when the same residential building was hit a second time, underscoring the relentless nature of the attack. Air raid sirens blared across the country as Ukraine's Air Force issued a stark warning. All of Ukraine was under missile threat. Russian bombers had taken the skies. Regional officials urged civilians to remain inside shelters as the assault continued. As the battlefield escalated, Moscow dismissed the latest post-war security proposal. The proposal was drafted at a summit in Paris, branding Kyiv and its Western allies an axis of war. The proposal includes a US-led monitoring mechanism and the deployment of a European multinational force once fighting ends. Russia called the plan militaristic and warned that any Western peacekeeping troops sent to Ukraine would be considered legitimate targets and would come under Russian fire. With missile strikes intensifying and diplomatic fault lines hardening, Ukraine once again faces a deadly winter night under fire.